What if? What if you don't need a new plan? What if what you really need is a calmer central nervous system? And what if everything that you think you want, everything that you think you want to achieve, what if you don't really want any of that? And what if you really just want is, what if there's a part of you inside of you that doesn't feel safe? What if there's a part of you from childhood that doesn't feel safe? And what if all you did was, for a little while, stop striving, stop trying to achieve, stop wanting and desiring other things, stop chasing success? What if instead you took the time to ground yourself and to regulate your nervous system? Because what if everything that you want, you only want because you think it's going to give you a feeling that you already have inside of you, it just has not been turned on and activated? For those of you that don't know me, I am married, 2 children. I am a speaker, travel the country delivering live events. And for as long as I can remember, I have chased, seeked, hunted the validation and the approval of other people. And most of that has been an unconscious pattern. And that has been an unconscious pattern that has come about from childhood, raised by my mum, single parent. My mum did amazing at raising me, instilled great values in me. But I didn't have a father growing up. My mum and dad broke up before I was born, pretty much. And as a result, what that did is that created a boy who then became a man, who at an unconscious level has spent most of my adolescent adult life. I'm 42, but up until probably only just a couple of years ago, at a subconscious level, I've been chasing, desperately seeking, hoping, wishing, praying for people to tell me I'm enough. And the scariest thing about this is there has actually been a lot of people, my wife included, mentors, friends, business partners. There has actually been a lot of people who have told me that I'm enough. And as much as I can say logically that I've listened, at a subconscious wiring level, it's just been like oil and water. It's just sat on the top. It's never been fully integrated into my system. And the biggest thing in the past year or so that has changed my life, there's been 2 things that have changed my life more than anything. The first one is meditation. Because what meditation has done is it's allowed me to become very aware of what was underneath the surface and actually allowed it to come up to the surface. Meaning, for me to sit here on this video with you and tell you, hey, I'm a person who chases approval, chases validation, desperately seeks approval of other human beings, have done for a very long time because of the kind of upbringing that I have. Even now in this video, I know there's still an active part of me that wants you to like this video, that wants you to tell me that it's good, that wants you to tell me that it's enough. What meditation has done is it's enabled me to bring that up to the surface. It's enabled me to basically be able to see that pattern for what it is. And what it is it's not me. And if you're watching this video and you're thinking, oh my God, this resonates, like I can relate to this, here's what you need to know. You are not your patterns either. So what you think you are or think you are not is just a matter of belief. Like, I often speak on the topic of public speaking, and I'll often hear people say to me, I can do public speaking, but most people invariably say, you wouldn't get me doing public speaking, wouldn't get me standing in front of a room of 100 people the way you do, Miles. That's not for me. But isn't it interesting? Why is it that one person would say that it is for them and another one would say that it isn't? Just a belief. Actually, what I often talk about with things like public speaking is it's not even really about belief. It's about that one person that says they can do it has done it before, and the other one that says they can't just hasn't. It's not really about confidence. It's about competence. It's about knowing what to do, kind of like learning to drive, right? You don't need confidence to learn to drive. You need an instructor to teach you what to do. So the first thing that has made a huge difference, that has changed my life for the better, is meditation. And it's just mindfully sitting with my eyes closed and just feeling my feelings and observing my thoughts. A lot of people will say, I can't meditate, Miles. I've tried to meditate, right? Belief. They say meditation's not for me. I can't do it, right? I used to say that too. I did. And then I realized, is that really true? So there's a common misconception that meditation is about not thinking. That's not actually true. Meditation is about thinking. It's about awareness of thinking. It is about observing your thinking. It is not about quieting the mind. Now, don't get me wrong, if you sit long enough, your mind may go quiet. Because it's a bit like putting your bins out, right? For the wheelie bin men, right? They deserve more credit, don't they? It's like putting the bins out for the wheelie bin men. What happens once they empty the bin? The bin's empty till you put more stuff in. Our mind's like that. If you sit long enough, you'll empty the bin. But then the bin will be empty and then you'll fill it up with new stuff. But then you become aware of what you filled it up with, and then the whole thing starts all over again. Right? And if you live in the West, if you have this idea that you're going to have inner peace, right? I don't think that's ever going to really happen. There's too much stimulation. I'm doing this video right now, and I'm in a hotel, and I'm looking out into the car park. I can see the cars. I think part of the reason why I keep looking out is because it's a distraction. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going, oh, okay. There's a lady leaving the gym. There's cars going around a roundabout. The thing is, a lot of people, the reason why and this is what's happened for me, is they get emotionally attached to the thinking, right? So let's use outside for a minute as an example, right? You can't see, but what I can see is a car park full of cars. Now, right now, it has no meaning whatsoever. No meaning. It's just a car park full of cars. Doesn't mean anything. Here's where we get ourselves in trouble as human beings. Is if I look at that car park full of cars, right now it's neutral. But if I want, I can start to look at the cars and go, oh, there are cars in the car park that are better than mine. Now we have a problem. You see, the minute I go to, there are cars in the car park that are better than mine, I'm now running a loop of comparison. And what I've found about myself is that comparison, comparing myself to other people and other things, and that stems from my childhood of being without father and chasing the validation, the approval that I didn't get as a child. But actually, that brings me to my second thing that's made the biggest difference for me, which is breath work. Because I love meditation. It is like, how do I explain? So I'm a fitness enthusiast, right? I love fitness. And I love weight training. I love weight training, right? I did weight training this morning. I love weight training. But my favorite thing, the thing that most like energetically does it for me, like really gets me, for me, is running. Yeah. Now, the reason I lift weights is because, well, I know the benefits of weight training, and I like how it makes me look, and I can admit all that, right? But in terms of feeling, oh, nothing gets me like running. And I kind of feel like that about breath work. I love meditation. Meditation is like strength training, equivalent. But breath work for me is like running. And the irony being that and there is an ironic link here, is that what breath work really is, different variations of breath work. I'm not a breath work expert, but we're breathing all the time, right? But whether we're doing it well is another thing. And what running does is it forces you to breathe better. Because if you don't breathe well when you're running, you can't get enough oxygen into the body to keep running, which means it won't be a pleasurable experience. And for most of the time, what I found is I've not been breathing correctly. And the problem is shallow breathing has a direct correlation to anxiety. What is anxiety? It's like a tension, shallow breath, worried, fear, fight or flight. What's going to happen? What may go wrong? I'm scared. That's what it is. Whereas breath work, it's completely different. And so for me, what I found is the things that I say I want, I don't actually want. What I've come to realize is all I've ever really wanted is just to feel calm, to feel regulated, to feel safe in my body. Because for most of my adult life, maybe you can relate, I have chased, oh, how I've chased outcomes, goals, dreams, and many of which I've been very lucky to achieve. Meeting and marrying the girl of my dreams and my beautiful wife, Sati. We've been married 10 years this year. Our two beautiful children, Sage and Zen. Building a great business, getting to speak to hundreds of people on a regular basis, live events all around the United Kingdom. Delivering events on behalf of people like Tony Robbins. Like this is dream stuff for me. But a lot of the time, I've lived in a vibration of, I'm still not happy. Still not really feeling it. And you can intellectually say, Miles, you should be more grateful for what you've got. Yeah, we all should. But you can't intellectualize gratitude. You've got to feel it. And then you ask yourself, well, how do you feel it? And I've come to realize that the best way to do that is to sit in silence, meditation, and to breathe, which is breath work. Hey, look, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, I would love to hear from you. I would also love to know, are you a meditator? Do you do breath work? Are these things that you currently do? If they're not, I highly recommend that they become part of you, especially if you're a high achiever, you're a fast mover, you're fast paced. Here's what I found. When you are regulated, when your central nervous system is regulated, that does not mean that you should not still strive to achieve what you want to achieve. But here's what I've learned. You'll enjoy the journey more. Cliched saying, isn't it? Life is a journey, right? And what I've come to find is when you're in the wrong state, it's not a nice journey. When you're in a beautiful state, it's a beautiful journey. Hope you enjoyed today's video. See you soon. God bless.